G'day guys and welcome back to the JFBS SuperCoach channel. And today what we're going to go through is the round 22 review, and that's going to be it, unfortunately, for the NBL season and for SuperCoach. As you can see, we can do the last little bit of a roundup here. I was beaten by Damon Lowry once again. At least I came out on top, winning majority of the rounds. Kind of the second half of the season, I didn't really pay attention. If we went earlier on in the year, I think I was close to around 4 and zip. And yeah, just a bit disappointing back end of the year. Didn't focus as much on the NBL this year as I did last year. Last year, I focused on it quite a bit. So that's probably a bit of a factor as well. The eye test isn't as good anymore. I still have an idea of, who I think is good or not. But yeah, let's go over it quickly and we can, maybe just to fill out the video a bit longer, we can give you my thoughts and opinions on everything else going on in the NBL as well. We'll have a look here. Yeah, okay. So big difference here is that McVeigh was captained and didn't score well, whereas he had McVeigh and Cheatham and did pretty well. He scored 25 times 3. That's a 13 by McVeigh. That's amazing from you, mate, against New Zealand, who I thought probably would have done not as good against you, but that's okay. Now, I mean, my one good pick was Davison, which was nice. McVeigh with a 13 times 3. You got Bairstow. I thought Tyson Walker would do a little bit better. Geordie Hunter was a bit shit. Sorry for my language. Cheatham with a 50 as well. Whereas Damon Lowry, who's watching it every week, probably has a better idea who's in good form or not compared to me. Obviously went with McGee and Cheatham. McGee was probably the highest scoring with a 43 of the round. He had Clark Goulding with the 25 and 20 and Krebs and Glover 16 and 6. He did beat me by, what was that, 46 points. Okay, well, maybe if I did... I'm trying to think. That'd be 75. Maybe if I did bloody Davison as my captain, it would be a bit different. But yeah, have a look at the players who scored the most here. Cotton didn't play, but PJC, Davis, Sam Menenga came back, which was nice. I didn't know that until probably the day before. Would have picked him up. McGee, Edwards, and then Davison, my man Davison. And then you got Sobey. Actually kind of high scoring. You had a few players like Elijah Pepper and Sam Froling down there at that 200k mark. So yeah, some very good players down there. And if we have a look at the highest score of the round, here we go. They had Davison, PJC, and Davis. Very, very nice there. With, Malawatch, Wagstaff, and Marcus Lee. Wagstaff with a 31's not bad. What about Cook's Nose Beers? Oh, God, I just realised. Cooks, Davison, Froling. Yeah, very nice team. Obviously, these guys are probably watching it more than me, but my ranking in the end out of I think it was 16,000, was 1672. So top 10, top 11%, we'll say. Could have been better, could have been worse, but look, don't really care in the end. 800th in Victoria, which is great to see. Don't think there's anything else. Just wanted to say shout out to SC Boz. He's part of the SuperCoach Swordplay boys, and he was number 1 in overall for NBL. So congrats to him. He did very well. Yeah, good stuff. Moving on to... let's just fill the video out a bit. What are my predictions for, NBL? So we obviously saw the Ignite Cup of New Zealand and Adelaide. I think, yeah. So New Zealand won by 4 points. That's pretty cool. We can have a look at, we'll just do some predictions. Why not? We can do some post-season predictions. I haven't watched the Ignite Cup, but I think I will when I get back from work tonight. So... let's have a look here. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. Talk about the teams as well, the news, but Southeast Melbourne and Perth and Melbourne and Tassie. I think you'd think Melbourne should win. So surely Melbourne beats Tassie. Like Tassie are a bit beaten down with no Bryce Hamilton, but look, at the same time, I would not be surprised if they lost. But I think Southeast Melbourne should be getting the job done against Perth. I think Sydney have had a really good run towards the end of the season, as far as I'm concerned. But also Southeast Melbourne just look unbelievable. They've got, in my opinion, it's obviously the top three with them, Adelaide and Sydney. That they're just also really like good. Oh yeah, we've got the ladder here. Um, oh, this is interesting. Do they like? Does the winner of this play Adelaide and Sydney was on top? I didn't even notice. So one of these two must play Adelaide, and the winner of that plays the loser, and then they play Sydney. That's my only idea of that. Don't know why they're doing it like it's normally like Southeast Melbourne, Tassie, and then Melbourne, Perth. But when's this Wednesday? That's tomorrow. Is it? No, that's not tomorrow. That's in 2 weeks' time. That'll be really good to get to. Actually, I haven't gone to any NBL games this year. I did went to maybe about 3 or 4 last year, and I had a really good time watching it in person. And one of them was the semi-finals between Perth and Melbourne, and I think it was game 1 or 2 in Melbourne, and that was really good. That was my first time seeing Bryce Cotton in person, and it was like such a joy to watch. Just getting a bit sidetracked there, but yeah, all my predictions is Southeast Melbourne beats Perth, Melbourne beats Tassie, so both Melbourne teams going along, no bias at all. Look at schedule, I guess. Oh, here we go. Is it ladder predictor, maybe? Does this want to load or no? Ladder predictor? We can do a bit of this, why not? Hey? Here we go. Cool. Okay, no, this is round 1. Whoops, okay. Make your selections. Can I choose? No. Okay, cool. There's no like, end of season projection. I don't know. I don't know how it works, but with the we can do it. What is it? We can do a new. Let's do a new notes. Why not? A bit of lightning's come through as I'm recording. Massive thunderstorms as I'm recording on this lovely, miserable Tuesday. So I reckon who will win? You think Adelaide? Adelaide wins it all. I think it'll be Adelaide, Sydney. But Sydney could win. That's the only thing because I think their defense against Cotton's really good. So, yeah. I think how it would go is I don't know how it works with the bottom 4, but it must be like the winner of Southeast Melbourne and Perth play Adelaide. And I think Adelaide wins whoever's matchup is that, and then Sydney plays the winner of Melbourne. We'll say Melbourne and Perth, and it could be Perth. So it could be Sydney, Perth, which is a long difference distance-wise, and Southeast Melbourne, Adelaide. So I'm hoping for at least one of the Melbourne teams play, so I can actually go and maybe watch a game or 2. So yeah, that's my predictions. I like that Cotton's won. I think the back end of this season with Kendrick Davis here, really pushed his MVP votes as well as Delhi going down a bit halfway through the season. He really picked it up, it seems. But Cotton's done it all year, so it makes sense. It was a 2-vote difference as well. So yeah, look, very, very interesting there. But glad that Bryce Cotton, yeah, he's right behind Andrew Gaze now, which is cool. He's probably like up there for one of my favourite players. I think I've mentioned it before. Casey Prather's my favourite player. Just the way he plays, and he's just I don't know. he just moves in slow motion in a good way. Like he makes time stop, if that makes sense. Kind of like a Marcus Bontempelli, but yeah. Um, I don't know what's more I was gonna like mention if, with all that. Like, hmm, yeah. What was I trying to say? Looking back at this team selection, it's a shit house. This guy, Damien Lowry had Cheatham, Goulding, Clark, Glover, McGee. Um, Fair to say it's a lot better than my selection there, but that's okay. But yeah, hopefully, it's just a summary over the year. Look, I still did NBL basically every week. As much as I really didn't want to do it halfway through the year, we got through it. 22 rounds in, done it for 21 weeks minus last week. Um, Hopefully they bring back Classic because I think everyone's really expressed their frustration doing Beat the Coach instead of the Classic version. It would have been fine if they did Beat the Coach with Classic, and I probably would have participated, and people might have had a bit more positivity about it, going, "Oh, look, this is a different perspective. We still have Classic to go back to, and we can do like 1 week plays over at Beat the Coach." So maybe if they have both, that'd be kind of cool. They got the homepage there and they have Classic, Beat the Coach, other stuff like that. It was a good NBL season. I'll be tuning in to, I'll probably watch the Ignite Cup when I get back home tonight. And then we've got a couple of weeks till NBL finals start, which will be fun to watch. And is there anything else that I want to mention? Let's bring back Classic. Please, NBL, if you're listening to this, or NBL Supercoach, if you're listening to this. I feel bad how brutal some people are. Like, I'm not that brutal. At the end of the day, if you publish something NBL wise, I will probably play it. But look, in my opinion, I think we need Classic. And if you want to take it from a non-harsh / brutal person like me, just bring it back and you'll get the people to like it again. People will have a laugh about it. They won't care halfway through the season because they're so invested in it. And hopefully we can bring back the amount of people that played at NBL Supercoach like last year and the year before. So yeah, that's if anyone's listening. But yeah, thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in for the whole year for NBL. I know there was a very select few people that were, staying in the loop and watching these videos, and I appreciate you guys doing it. Thank you for all your support. And check out EPL, NBA I'm still doing, and AFL, which I'll be doing a lot over the year. I think AFL is the main thing that I'm doing. But yeah, it's a sad note. We'll be leaving off on NBL Supercoach. I don't know if we'll be doing finals. If they're doing a finals thing, I'm sure I'll be making videos if they do, but I highly doubt it there. But yeah, thanks again for tuning in for the whole year. Make sure you check out the other sport codes I've been doing. I'll see you guys next time, and I hope you guys have a good one. Cheers.